Dean.
Here.
Brown. Carter. Lewis. Here. Williams. 4.
With 4 members present, we do have a quorum, and I'd like to remind everybody to fill out your witness form, talk into the microphone, and that way we've got all your information to be listed. Representative Griffith, if you'd come forward, I'd make a motion that we move into, or we begin to hear House Bill 520. Actually, I don't need a motion on that. We're just going to hear House 20. House 520.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the committee, for the record, I'm Representative Dave Griffith. I represent the 60th District, which is right here in Jefferson City. I'm very proud to present to you House Bill 520. Senator Coleman and Senator Hudson, you may have heard this bill before when you were over in the House. I've been carrying this bill for 6 years, and it's a bill that actually you won't hear very many in this body where it actually saves the taxpayers' money, but this currently, the notice of deficiency by the Department of Revenue must be sent out by registered mail. And this bill authorizes the department to send notices of deficiency to taxpayers and individuals other than individuals electronically upon request, and they can also send them by first-class mail. The most important part of this bill, I think, is the blind pension fund. For a lot of our unsighted folks, when they receive a certified mail, and if you've ever received a certified mail, there's a notice put on your door. And it's just a written notice telling you got to go to the post office to pick it up. And if you can't see, you don't see those notices. And so for many of our unsighted folks, they're not able to respond to those. And even if you live in Jefferson City or St. Louis or Kansas City, it's maybe easier for you to get to the post office than it is if you live in rural Missouri. For a lot of those folks that have to find transportation to go from their house to go to the post office to pick up their certified mail is an issue. This would allow them to be able to, the Department of Revenue to be able to send that by first-class mail, which they've got readers that can read their mail for them. And the last part of it really is for the Missouri Ethics Commission to be able to send out first-class mail rather than certified mail. There's going to be some testimony I see behind me, and for me, I've got a constituent of mine that is I won't say that she's been bugging me about this, but she is in my office every year, and I've gotten to where I'm very good friends with her. And I tell you, there's some bills that we have that I think that are just really no-brainers. And this is one of those. And this is a great bill, and I'd be glad to answer any questions for you.
Thank you, Representative. Any questions for the representative? Yes.
Hi, Representative.
Hi, Senator.
I saw that it passed out of the House unanimously.
Unanimously.
And last year, I was in support of it and passed unanimously. Why is it taking 6 years?
Well, it came over here, and we know what happened over here last year and the year before. So we're in hopes that that's not going to happen again this year.
Okay. Well, we're functioning. We're functioning right now.
I know you still have time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator. Any further questions for the representative? Seeing none, anyone here to testify in support?
I'm Eugene Coulter with the National Federation of the Blind. We have been working on this bill actually even since before Representative Griffith took it on. But yeah, every year it's made it through the House, but somehow gets stuck over here. I've had an experience where I received a certified mail from the Department of the Family Support Division, and it cost me $25 one way to get to the post office on the south side of Columbia in order to pick up the mail. So it took $50. And also, I worked for a family support division for 25 years as a caseworker. And I can tell you the extra work put on by having to send all this mail certified is not only a hassle, but expensive for the family support division. So I hope that you can exec out this bill and maybe get it passed this year.
Thank you, Mr. Coulter. Any questions for the witness? Hearing none. Thank you, sir, for your testimony.
Thank you.
Anyone else here to testify in support?
Good afternoon, Senators. My name's Zach Wyatt. I'm the Legislative Director for the Missouri Department of Revenue, and just wanted to go on a record in support of this piece of legislation. It's actually a priority of ours for this year that had been approved by Governor Kehoe. Some stats for you guys to think about. So the department, we find that 80% of all of our certified mail that we send out comes back returned to us, 80%. And so certified mail costs $3.50 more per item compared to regular mail. And we do see that we would actually save around $1.2 million if this piece of legislation were to pass. Some of the things to think about. So during COVID, we actually saw an uptick of this 80% number due to the fact that post offices were only open for a certain amount of times. Regular people have, I'm going to say 8 to 5 jobs or longer jobs, and usually that's the office hours of the post office in order to go pick up your certified mail. So they're not able to even, they'd either have to take off work to go get it, or they just, usually if you see see that you have certified mail from the Department of Revenue, it's probably not a good thing. I don't think we send anything out good certified in a way. So there's probably a population there that probably doesn't go pick that up. So we would really like this because every year since I've been in my position, we have come back for the supplemental budget for an increase in postage due to the fact that the federal government every 6 months has been increasing their postage rates. And we had one happen in January of this year, and there's another one that's getting ready to happen in July of this year. So we continually see these increases, and we think that this is a better way to serve the Missouri citizens and our customers. And I'll address kind of the text messages you guys are getting are scams. I have gotten tons of emails from constituents of yours and from you guys in regards to this. And if someone were to opt into, so currently we can do text messaging with people in regards to their motor vehicle and driver's license. If someone were to opt into this, they will know that they opt into it because you have at least 3 steps that you have to do in order to continually get text messages from the department. So that is a very secured way for us. We will not willy-nilly send out a text to anyone unless they have opted into that certain system.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there any questions of this witness? Seeing none, anyone else
Thank
here in support of House Bill 520? Seeing none, anyone here in opposition? Anyone here for informational purposes only? Seeing none, this will end our hearing on House Bill 520. I now make a motion to move into executive session on House Bill 520. Seconded by our Vice Chairman. Any discussion on the bill? I now make a motion that we vote out do pass House Bill 520. Do I have a second? Senator Hudson seconds. This is a roll call vote. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senators Coleman,
Aye.
Hudson,
Aye.
Bean, Brown, Carter, Lewis, Williams. So 6-0.
By your vote of 6-0, you have voted do pass House Bill 520. I now make a motion that we end hearing today.
Second.
Seconded by our Vice Chair. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.